Welcome. We're excited to talk to you today about the new connected benefits broker experience that's available in Epic. That's what we're here to talk about. So let me get to our introductions first. We have some great speakers today. Not me, I just moderate. So to introduce, and you'll see them here and shortly here. Tammi Shapiro is our Senior Vice President and General Manager of our Benefit Solutions and has been the driving force for changes you're seeing in the benefits area within Applied Epic. She's built her career in enterprise software, deep focus on the broader financial services and technology space, and we're so lucky to have her with us. And we're happy to have her speaking today. Victoria Weise is a senior solution consultant in our sales organization and is giving the demo of the full digital round trip of insurance for benefits today. And she is our resident expert, so she'll be here to answer your questions. And my name is Tara Butler. I'm a product marketing manager here at Applied Systems, and I'm happy to be here with you today. All right, so a couple quick housekeeping things. Feel free to ask any questions that you want. If you look down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see either next to the more button, there might be a little ellipsis and you have to go and find it, but you should see a Q&A panel that can come up and you're free to ask questions through that Q&A panel at the bottom. Anytime you're in a session, you can start now, and we should have time at the end to answer questions. If we are not able to get to your question live today, we will get in touch with you within a couple days. There is a copy of the slides that we are showing today available in the resources section for you. There's also a link to our digital benefits page that we have out there. So in the resources section, there's two different options, one for documents and one for links, and there's something there for each of you. So you'll get a link to replay this on demand in a couple days as well. So let's jump in. I'm going to start off with something that I know many of you already know intuitively, but it's worth saying out loud, that benefits is one of the fastest growing revenue streams in the agency world right now. I mean, hands down. More employers than ever looking for trusted advisors who can help them navigate the rising costs of healthcare and evolving employee expectations and an increasingly complex benefits landscape. But as you can see, as I've pointed on the screen here, a lot of teams are still managing benefits in a more disconnected way. So we want to hear from you. I'm going to put this Menti slide up from here or for you. Please go ahead and use your QR code or go to menti.com and type in that code that you see there. And we're going to ask you, we want you to give us a couple words about what is the biggest operational challenge facing your benefits team today. Just a couple words, couple things that you think are important to you. And Tammi, can you verify that you can see the Menti up on the... Thank you. I just want to make sure I had the screen right. We've got some people in there. We'll wait for a few responses to come through. There's so many things, and I think, like, I can think of a couple things like scattered data, right? I mean, if you're using two different management systems, you have, oh, there's a good one, compliance. Oh, that looks like it's a big one. But scattered data, how do you handle compliance? Manual renewals, onboarding, Tammi, can you lend your documentation in Epic? That's a good one. Any other ideas that you can come up with that are problem areas?
Yeah, I see a few more coming up now that definitely resonate. I think, Tara, what you were saying just around fragmented data across legacy tools like spreadsheets, different systems sometimes, like all of that can also result in some of the things that we see here, right? How do I track compliance holistically? It takes me a lot of time to get things done, which is not uncommon in terms of what we hear.
Yeah.
These are
Single
great.
source of truth. That's like one of my favorites. Less commission, that's a good one too. Keep on putting your answers in. we want to go ahead and start with Tammi, and I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm going to go off camera here, and I'm going to go back to the slide presentation, but keep those because we want to see what you have to say. And that means a lot to us. It really does. And we will take those things under consideration.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I will let you have the
Thanks,
floor, Tammi.
thanks, Tara, and thank you everyone for making the time to join us today. Before seeing the results here, we did pull together some of the themes that we commonly hear, and I think as the answers were coming up, I think a lot of these things were covered. We talked a bit about fragmented data, right? So we hear often that even if there is a central system, that data still sits across a number of different systems, spreadsheets, emails, and so it's hard to get that holistic view. Renewals, obviously a very time-constrained process, right, or cycle and time of year. We did some research last year where we identified what are the key operational processes that sit within a benefits department and what takes the most time. And 5 of the top 10 processes were directly tied to renewals, gathering information, sending out information, preparing proposals. So almost half of the time, right, in some ways, is limited to 2 to 3 months, right, which is why we see so much burnout that time of year. We often hear that people are very good at doing their jobs the way they've done them for some time, which is obviously very important, but that doesn't always scale, right? And so when you are onboarding new employees, if people are doing things differently, even if they're very effective as an individual, without having standardized processes, it's very challenging to onboard new people in an effective way. And then lastly, and I saw this came up as we were doing the polling before, but certainly if data is fragmented, you don't have that holistic visibility, right? So as a leader, you don't have a real-time view of your book of business. Even downstream processes, right? If you think about accounting, and I think commissions popped up, you don't have the ability to, because data is fragmented, you don't see it all. So it's very hard to track, am I actually getting paid for the work that I'm getting done? So if we go to the next slide, those are some of the operational challenges that we see. And if we take that as a backdrop, there's a couple important trends in the industry that we wanted to highlight. The first is around AI and automation, right? So there's a lot of operational challenges, but the reality is, especially over the past few years, AI has advanced significantly, and there is an opportunity to bring a lot more automation to these operational challenges. So the ability to automate how data is brought into a system, the ability to script conversations, right, or script emails, the ability to extract information from carrier statements and bring it into a system. There's a lot of repetitive administrative work that's happening, and AI presents a really compelling opportunity to really start to outsource that work. There's industry research out there that says up to a third and probably more of a third of hours now in the insurance industry can be fully automated, and we're definitely seeing that trend in the benefit space as well. And then the second important thing is around what we often call the advisory imperative. And so Tara talked about the growth into industry, but at the same time, something we hear often is that clients, right, or employers are conflicted between the costs of benefits are rising, my employee expectations around the benefits that I'm offering are rising. And so with that, they're really looking to their brokers to provide more of an advisory role. And that's where we believe it's really important to think about how can I offload some of that administrative repetitive work and really be that advisor, right? Because we know the industry is growing, but it's really important to serve that role. To really drive retention, right, and to drive growth. To throw out another industry metric that's out there, recently read that up to 35% of employers are considering changing their brokers within the next 1 or 2 years, specifically for this reason, right? They're looking for more advice and they're looking for someone that can provide that advice. So if we go to the next slide, we know what the operational challenges and opportunities are. So how do we think about it at Applied? We often talk about the digital round trip of insurance. And what we mean by that is we want to deliver a platform where teams can collaborate and get their work done and become more and more operational effective. When we think about it in the context of benefits, we are thinking about how do we make sure we're delivering the right experiences, we're capturing the right data, we're presenting the right information and the right insights in a way that resonates with benefits users. And we think about producers, we think about account managers, we're thinking about leaders of benefits departments, accounting managers, and we're really thinking about how do we solve for their needs in a very specific way. The other thing that's really important to us is we really think of ourselves as a platform company. And so when we're building capabilities, we're really building it at the platform level, but thinking about how do we configure it for a specific line of business, and that helps us move faster, right? So if I give an example with a benefits lens, which you'll see here in the demo shortly, something like Autofill for benefits. This is a feature that we have in the market that allows you to read a plan document, extract the information from that document, and bring it into Epic in a very automated way. So in that situation, Autofill is a platform feature. We're thinking about what matters for benefits, and we're solving for it down to really the plan level and even the document level in that example. If we go to the next slide, I talked a little bit about the value of when we build as a platform, we're able to build at a platform level, but then really configure for different use cases and different lines of business. Something that's very important to us also is just what value can we deliver beyond just innovating faster, right? What other value can we deliver to our users and to our clients by really building off of a single system? And so wanted to share this. This is the results from our Voice of Market survey where we asked different types of roles, how important or how valuable is it to you to have all of your teams across lines of business operating on a single system? And you can see executives, 85% find operating on a single system very valuable, but really every persona, right, finds it very valuable or valuable, right? The majority find it very valuable or valuable. And there's a number of reasons for that, right? If everybody's working off of a single system and not relying on fragmented data that sits across systems and spreadsheets, then you have a more holistic view of a customer, right? So you can more easily service that customer. You can more easily cross-sell to a new line of business. There's also operational efficiency, right? Where, again, bringing in an example of an accounting team, right? If you're doing your work consistently across lines of business, standardizing that work drives a lot of efficiency. And lastly, even from a technology perspective, managing a single tech stack, maintaining a single tech stack, training on a single tech stack drives a lot of efficiency from a technology perspective as well. So that's something that's really important to us as we build our investments. And I think it's something that will come across as we get into the demo as well. If we go to the next slide, as we've been building for benefits and as we've been prioritizing our investments, we've really centered across 4 investment themes that largely align with what you saw on the previous slide, right, around important parts or components of the digital round trip of insurance. The first is we want to make sure that we're making you very effective at plan management and plan capture. So what we mean by that is capturing the right data, automating how that data is captured, and presenting it back in an intuitive way. So that's one theme. The second is around renewal management. So again, a very time-constrained part of the overall digital round trip or the cycle of managing the customer journey. So we're very focused on how do we, one, build the right experiences and insights around renewals, but also how do we connect to the broader ecosystem? So if you do have quoting that you're doing in a system and you have an AMS and then you have an enrollment platform so that all of those are connected and you're not rekeying information across different systems. This third is financial management. So that completes in many ways the round trip of insurance. So servicing plans, renewing plans, and then you want to make sure that you're getting paid effectively. So a number of capabilities around payments and invoicing, and very importantly, and again, you'll see this in the demo, we've been very focused on how do we automate the process of collecting carrier statements and actually tracking that you've been paid appropriately. And then the fourth and last theme is really around exposing the right insights and automation throughout the round trip. And again, thinking, about reporting and dashboards and what other insights we can surface to make you and your teams most effective as you're managing the end-to-end customer journey. If we go to the next slide here, within those themes, there's a few things that our teams have been very deeply focused on from a benefits lens over the past 12 to 24 months. I'm going to highlight them here. The visuals are a little bit small, but the important thing is once I finish with this slide, you'll actually see a demo and all of this will come to life. The first theme is around plan capture and plan management. So we now have within Epic a benefits optimized experience where if you're servicing a benefits customer, you can go in, you can look up a client, you can look at the activity associated with that client, you can kick off workflows, you can look at plans, all within a benefits optimized experience, which you'll see shortly. The second, which I touched on briefly, is autofill for benefits. So this is the ability to, again, extract information from a plan document. We're in the market with SVC forms on the medical side. You can bring that information, you can review that information in a human in the loop experience, and then push that information in a consistent and automated way back into Epic to improve the quality and the amount of data that's getting into Epic. The third is tied to the renewals theme. So we have enhanced, for those of you that are familiar with Applied Benefit Designer, this is our quoting platform. We have enhanced that so it now supports both medical and dental quoting. And we also have the ability to push that plan information directly into Employee Navigator so that you can complete the quoting process and kick off the enrollment process in a single workflow. And then lastly, on financial management, Applied Recon for benefits. Applied Recon is now in the market. This is the ability to extract information from carrier statements, record it in Epic, map it to the appropriate plan, and again, streamline the process of tracking commissions and making sure that you're getting paid appropriately. Most of this will come across in the demo shortly. We're going to jump to the demo now. As you're seeing the demo, a few things to keep in mind. A few things, sorry, to keep in mind is one, you will see how account managers, producers, accountants, department leaders will all have different experiences, right, and features that are very relevant so that they can collaborate on a single platform. You'll see our purpose-built platform for benefits. And then lastly, also just keep an eye out. One of our key areas of focus is how do we bring AI into high impact workflows. So I think a few of those will come out during the demo as well. So with that, we'll start off with the demo.
Thanks for joining us today. Excited to spend our time together highlighting the round trip of insurance for the world of benefits, from quoting through reconciliation. Applied Epic is your foundational system of action. Epic is built with your entire agency in mind, from sales, service, to accounting. Going to take you through and show you how our solutions can help streamline, drive revenue, deliver visibility, and gain efficiencies. Let's talk about sales for a minute. If your role is of a producer, your focus is on winning new business and fostering client relationships. Applied Epic has a built-in sales pipeline management tool. And as a producer, you're able to set goals and track what is going on and see your success throughout the year. We know organizations that we work with have a need for commercial insurance, along with employee benefits. With that, our team members also need to communicate with those prospects and those existing customers. Applied Marketing Automation is natively integrated with Applied Epic, and it combines the powerful tools and technology of email marketing with world-class content, allowing you to reach the right audience at the right time with the right message. It can be mixed between your own content and our growing curated content provided by Applied. The world of employee benefits is ever-changing, so we have that team of staff writers creating new pieces of content for you to utilize and use with your prospects and your current customers. So if you want to encourage some of that retirement and empowering those employees, we even have articles on that as well. And you can not only share these articles with your customers, but you can also post on social media platforms. You can send one-off emails, or you can build out campaigns. We have campaigns that have multiple touch points for your communications. We have various different ones in here that, again, are already created for you and that you can utilize. So if you're looking to send out newsletters or cross-selling campaigns, you can get that information in the hands of your customers and prospects. So for example here, we've got campaign related to different funding options. We can target our customers that we already have on the commercial side of the house and let them know we're here to help when it comes to their employee benefits. There are multiple touch points in this campaign, again, branded all to your agency, so you have that consistent messaging, and it's coming from your folks into that customer's inbox. So this is a great way to have those campaigns set up. They can run automatically. And when these campaigns are sent and those one-off pieces of content, there is automatically an activity written back in Epic for that visibility. Your clients and prospects are more likely to engage when that information is created specifically for them and it lands in their inbox when it has their name, different touch points to personalize that communication. It's all about providing that best customer experience. Let's see how this communication has helped our pipeline over in Epic. As a producer and as account manager, you need to have access to vital client and prospect information at your fingertips. You can keep organized and prioritize your virtual to-do list. What do we need to follow up with? We have a reminder right here that we need to follow up with Mercedes at VW Manufacturing about that upcoming open enrollment. And we need to get their final decisions made. So it's a great way to have that information documented here and have it accessible for the whole team. We know that you're not only going to be starting your emails or sending correspondence from Applied Epic. We also work in Outlook on a daily basis. So we also have the Applied Epic Bridge add-in. This is connected with your Epic database and just helping you streamline again and create efficiencies when it comes to your Outlook inbox. It will scan your emails that you have and it will actually provide those suggestions of where the tool believes that that information should be stored within Epic. We want to make sure we have those client interactions documented so you have accessibility here to do that, and you can even delete those emails out of your inbox after attaching them. Not only can it be associated with your account, VW Manufacturing here, it can also be tied and related so it lands right in that open activity we have for that upcoming renewal and open enrollment planning. And then using the power of AI, it can summarize that email. You've got those emails that are back and forth regarding different, employee terminations. They need COBRA, all of that type of information. And it can summarize that information here and put that into the notes section of Applied Epic. You can also delineate within the world of Epic those blinders. Is the sensitive information that just the benefits folks with rights to have access to this information can see. So those security parameters are all built in for you and in Epic. And you can also attach these to folders. So you've got that folder structure within Epic so you know where that information can land. Once we hit save, it's going to save that over in Epic for us in that activity that we have corresponding there. Let's jump back over into Epic and see what else we have to do on our to-do list today. So we've sent that email over to Mercedes to get that time set up to have that conversation about open enrollment. And now let's talk about Bulk and Law offices. We just got the word that their BOR is switching over to us. And we can see here within our to-do list that was in progress. You can have these workflows based on various different types of options, like new business workflows, renewal workflows, customer service workflows, and even compliance workflows within the tool as well. So we can actually check off that we've received that new broker of record letter and say that this has now been completed. And you can put any additional notes in there as well. And you can see that removed that from our to-do list, not only visible to me, but to Noreen. It's helping me get this new business placed and get this information into Epic for me. So here, let's jump into Balkan Law Offices and see what information we have about them already. We've been talking to them for a couple of months now to get that broker of record letter. So winning that business was very exciting for us. And we can see in one spot that total client relationship when it comes to the benefits world. So we can see what's going on, open activities on that to-do list that we've got here. And we can see, what plans did we win with that broker of record letter? Do they have employee classes? And also here we can see what information we have when it comes to their plan. Do they have an open enrollment system? Not yet. We're going to get them rolled in Employee Navigator for their employees to make that an easier open enrollment season for them. And letting us know that we can document here who their payroll vendor is so we can make sure that we get that information over to them for those employee deductions. And then compliance. A lot of information can be stored here as well, but very pertinent information when it comes to your current customers that you've got here within Epic. So one-stop shop for you to see all of that information when it pertains to Balkan Law Offices. So we just won that broker of record, mid-policy year for them. We can see that it's a 5/1 renewal that we need to, get working on there as well. So with this, how do we get that information when it comes to that plan design for that employee benefits group medical plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield? We can get that in a very, very easy manner by using Applied Epic's Autofill. Applied Epic's Autofill has been added here for us to not have to manually enter and re-key that information when it comes to the deductible, the copays, the coinsurance for this group medical plan. So how does Autofill work? It works by extracting information from an SBC that we can, drag and drop into the tool, and it will read that information from that Word document or that PDF for the SBC. It will extract those key details from those documents like we just talked about, the deductibles, the copays, the coinsurance. Once Autofill has used the power of AI to extract that information, you can see here that we have 123 fields filled out by utilizing that information, and it will give you where that information came from as well. So you've got that detail here, and you can say, yes, those are correct. It will also surface those issues that you have and says, hey, can you help me find this one? So it will bring that information up, and you can find that on the SBC here and go in and say, okay, yes, I know where emergency medical transport is. I can find that and fill that information in when it comes to in-network and for out-of-network. So by utilizing the power of AI, you can get this information when it comes to the SBC into the world of Applied Epic very quickly and efficiently. So you can confirm that, and that will land right in the benefits attributes, which we'll show you here in a second. So now that we asked Epic Autofill to get that information into Epic, you can see that this has now landed here. So those deductibles, the copays, the coinsurance that we just saw on that SBC, that information is right here and accessible. So you can service these accounts on a day-to-day basis and answer any questions that may come up. Also here in the world of Epic, we can store that information when it comes to premium payable and who are we expecting to get those commissions from, and what are our estimates for the premium and the commissions that we are getting for Balkan Law Offices. So you can store all of this information within Epic, and it will tie to our commission statements that are coming through from our carriers and to the built-in general ledger within Epic. We talked earlier about Applied Epic storing those emails that we've been sending back and forth. Epic also has a built-in robust document management system to help keep everything organized and ensure that you find documents quickly that you're looking for based on folder structures and searching capabilities. This is an example of that SBC that we were just looking at there with Applied Epic Autofill. You can store documents here within the system, and we do have document preview here. So you can also make sure that is the right document that you are looking for. So you've got access to that. There is also folder structure in here. We mentioned security before on the emails and putting that in the employee benefits folder. So you have all of that still here within the benefits overview as well. So we know we're coming up on that open enrollment date and renewal for Balkan Law Offices for May 1st. And we need to work on that upcoming renewal, not only for Balkan Law Offices, but also VW Manufacturing. Epic is your core source of truth during the course of the plan year. We're going to jump over into Applied Benefits Designer to start looking at those different scenarios that we need to have those discussions with our customers. How are they going to get to that ultimate open enrollment decision and what they're going to offer their employees? The goal with Applied Benefits Designer is to help agencies modernize their renewal process with the ability to handle plan design changes and work through various contribution strategies live with your clients. Quickly create modern branded proposals and is seamlessly integrated with Applied Epic. If you think about the way agencies are typically handling their renewal process, it's done in Excel. That can be time consuming, lead to errors, and it doesn't create a very good client experience. We can simplify that process for you with Applied Benefits Designer. Let's say you have that upcoming renewal with Vulcan Law Office. We need to quote small group ACA medical and dental options. Applied Benefits Designer offers community rating, streamlining the time-consuming process to quote ACA rates and plans. Simply upload a census to get the available carrier plan options and rates. Rating coupled with instant proposal generation can help you stand out from the competition. These rates are all based off of that census that we loaded into the tool, and they are going to come back for you to find out why you've got different options for your customers. We've had that conversation with Vulcan Law Offices, and they're really looking for a plan design with a $1,500 deductible. So you can easily sort and find those options, or you can even do a key search. Once you have those plan designs that you are looking to offer to Vulcan Law Offices, you can create those different scenarios. We have Blue Cross, Aetna, United Healthcare as options for this upcoming May renewal. You have the tools here to have that conversation with Vulcan Law Offices. Do you want to look at a different contribution strategy? You can look at a fixed dollar amount or a percentage of premium. The calculations are all held in here. No concern to be worried about when it comes to those Excel formulas that might get tweaked by someone and you don't even know about it. So having that conversation live with your customer to be able to say, do you need to look at a little different contribution strategy? Or do you want to look at an HRA or a health savings account funding option? All here for you and your customers to have those conversations. So you can look at Aetna. Here's that high-level plans coming back in here. SBC is located in the tool as well. So with this, you can create those multiple scenarios, not only for medical, but also for dental, providing your customers options and talking points for you as well. Once you've gone through these scenarios and had that consultative approach with your customer, you can then create a live deliverable for that customer and a leave behind to say, hey, this is what we talked about. This is your options for the upcoming open enrollment. With this tool, you can attach it back over into Epic, so you have that documentation if you need to refer back to it during the course of the plan year. This is branded to your agency, so you get to pick your colors and your logo would be here. But all of this very professionally built for you to say, hey, customer, this is what we looked at. Here's what the spends would be for medical and dental and those options. And then it can dive deeper into the details as well to say, okay, we talked about Blue Cross, Aetna, and United Healthcare. What is going to be the best option for your employees for this May upcoming renewal? It is also letting you know with color coding which benefits from those different plan designs are enhancements or if there are detriments there. And you can also see, what is it going to cost per employee? So that is built in there based on that census we pulled in. And then getting those quotes back for the dental as well. So you can see what those options are when it comes to Principal and United Healthcare in this scenario. And last but not least, you can pull in any additional documentation that you want to. We've been talking today about cross-selling from the commercial business into employee benefits. But what about that personal lines insurance? Letting your customers know that you are there to help them with all of their insurance needs. Now that Vulcan Law Offices has that proposal, they need to go look and think about what they are going to do for the upcoming open enrollment. So let's jump over and look at our VW Manufacturing. As you can see, we've had a great relationship with VW Manufacturing over the years, and we've been having that consultative approach with them, looking at those different plan design options, and ultimately this year they have decided to renew as is. Once marked as sold, here within Benefits Designer that really kicks this off for next year and having that discussion about that upcoming renewal with them, comparing what they have today to what we're going to look at for the next open enrollment. Once that is done, you can also push this over into Epic and into Employee Navigator to assist you with the enrollment for those employees at VW Manufacturing. This is ultimately saving you and your team members a lot of time from that redundant manual entry, connecting the end-to-end benefits renewal cycle. And speaking of winning more business and fostering existing relationships, if you're a producer and that is your focus, with Applied Benefits Designer, that allows you to take a thoughtful, consultative approach with your prospects and your clients. Now for our accounting friends. We talked about the general ledger earlier and having that information at the plan level when it comes to expected premiums and expected commissions. So we're getting those carrier statements in from Blue Cross Blue Shield, for example. And we've talked a lot today about the power of AI. Applied Recon is an AI-powered accounting automation tool embedded within Epic. It streamlines the reconciliation of carrier commissions and payable statements, eliminating manual entry, reducing errors, and accelerating accounting cycles for insurance agencies. The solution supports both direct bill and agency bill workflows and is designed to keep all accounting processes centralized within Epic. So let's drag in one of our Blue Cross Blue Shield statements that we need to work on. It's a very simple process, and again, removing errors. It is taking that information that you are receiving on your Blue Cross Blue Shield statement and extracting that information when it comes to those different types of policies and accounts that you are working with, giving you access to that transaction data. Once we jump in there, we can easily see that we have access to our Blue Cross Blue Shield statement that we just used the tool to extract that information from. With the power of AI, it's using multiple data points: policy number, line ID, term dates, line of business, group, individual type, and it learns from your corrections if there needs to be one. Smart Matching is that powerful tool within here to look at your Epic database and see if there are matches, helping you reduce the number of transactions that you need to manually touch. So we can see here that we have a 98% match rate. Awesome. We've uploaded this statement before. And the tool does remember and learns about those matches that you have to sometimes associate because you have that new account, like bulk and law offices. You have to, link that potentially once if there is some missing information, like a policy number in Epic, for example. So we can see here that AD Manufacturing, there was no match found and it needs to be reviewed. So we can handle that right here within the tool. With the power of AI, it is going to look at that Epic database of yours and see if there is any potential matches. So it gave us this right here, giving us additional information about AD Manufacturing, and we can say, yep, that's the one that needs to be matched. So we can check that off the box. If you do need to do a manual search, that is also up here in the right-hand corner for those more complicated matches that you need to do. But again, the power of Recon, it is matching those for you, and it is also doing that suggested match if you run into a scenario like that. So with the world of Applied Recon, it's using those multiple data points and smart matching to help you quickly and efficiently get those carrier commission statements into Epic so you can work on your reconciliation a lot faster and in a timely manner. Today, we've really looked at a lot of the areas within Applied Epic. Ultimately, you need to make sure that your business is running successfully. So by using our dashboards tool, you will have business intelligence and you can track your benefits revenue, your total agency revenue by utilizing Applied Epic's dashboards tool to keep a pulse on your agency's new business, renewal business, and those opportunities to account round your current book with the ability to drill into the data and take action. Right here, we're on the owner dashboard just to see what's going on overarching at the agency. You do have filters up here that you can utilize. If you want to drill into, a specific department, you can. You can easily change those filters and refresh the data here. You have access to multiple different data points and an easy visualization to be able to say, hey, our prior month sales are down a little bit. Let's get our team up and running and make sure that we have a successful month here. So you can easily see that information, and you can even drill into what's going on with our carrier relationships with Blue Cross Blue Shield. What new business have we placed with them? You can easily drill into that information here. And the great thing about Applied Epic is if you need to jump in and look and dive in deeper to find out more information about O'Reilly's hospitality management at their account level or even at their plan level, this is all hyperlinked here. It will open up that account right there for you to answer your question that you have about O'Reilly hospitality management. You can download these reports as well into Excel if you need to and work from there. This is a persona-based tool, so depending on what hat you are wearing and what information you are looking for, you will have access to that component of Applied Epic dashboards. We started out today talking about those opportunities that we had in our pipeline. So there is a great visual for your sales managers in here to see what's going on overarching with the whole team. What do they have in their pipeline coming up, and what revenue might be coming into the agency? We can see here, we're doing pretty good. We're up for the last 45 days, comparing that to the prior period there as well. So we've got, good numbers there, and our opportunities, our hit rate is 80%. We are successful there when it comes to our current pipeline and what's going on. So you can really see from that sales manager perspective as well what the whole team is working on. And again, you can utilize those filters at the top of the screen as well to say, hey, I just want to look at, a particular department, or I want to, look at estimated premium versus commission. Based on your information, you can really look at specifically what you want, modify that criteria easily, and refresh those dashboards. Depending on what hat you are wearing, we saw, the sales manager there, but this will actually go down to the individual producer or the individual account manager as well. So giving them access to, their expiration reports. Do they have overdue activities? How can they help themselves by being proactive? And you also have access at that department manager level as well to see what's going on with the whole team. So you can help triage busy season and help navigate that path for everyone on your team. So dashboards is a great business intelligence tool for you to give you quick access and visualizations when it comes to the information and the data within Applied Epic. Right back where we started today. The goal today was to show you how our solutions can help streamline, drive revenue, and deliver visibility and gain efficiencies. We saw how we can communicate with our customers and prospects, retaining and bringing in new business to the agency, all while managing your to-do list right within Epic, and servicing your accounts during the plan year, and setting everyone up for success for open enrollment. The ease of getting your carrier commission statements and having visualizations of your agency data sets you up for great success and continued growth. Knowing that at Applied, we continue to invest and commit to modernizing the benefits round trip for you and your agency. That wraps up our look at the round trip of insurance for the world of benefits. Thanks for your time today. Thanks.
Great. So hopefully that was a good overview of some of the capabilities that we talked about earlier and gave you a sense for what we can do within Epic and beyond Epic, right, to solve for the digital round trip of insurance for benefits. We're not done, of course, for benefits. We have a number of initiatives that are underway. I'm going to touch on this very quickly because I know we want to get to some Q&A, but as we think about our roadmap and putting it in the context of the demo that you just saw, you saw a what we call the benefits overview experience, that was tailored to benefits users. We're continuing to enhance that. We're continuing to add functionality to that. When it comes to autofill, you saw how we are extracting information from SBC forms. As we move throughout 2026, you can expect to see the addition of vision, dental, and other group plan types as we continue throughout the year. So we have an extensive roadmap around that as it relates to plan management and capture. On the renewal side, you saw some of the work that we've done within Applied Benefit Designer as our quoting solution that's completely and tightly integrated into Epic. We are expanding our API capabilities. We are working with some vendors and other platforms so that they can connect their platforms as well. And we are also expanding our Employee Navigator integration. So you saw in the demo, or you heard in the demo, the ability to push information from Applied Benefit Designer into Employee Navigator. We're extending it so if you have data coming from other platforms, if you have data being populated through Autofill, you will be able to leverage that same integration to push data into Employee Navigator. Expect to see continuous enhancements on the financial management side. You saw Applied Recon in the demo. We're continuing to enhance that, adding insights into that. There's also some work that we're doing around deepening our reporting around PEPM and benefit-specific commission structures. And then lastly, on the intelligence and automation, you saw some of our dashboard capabilities. Expect to see deeper capabilities that are purpose-built for benefits throughout 2026. And we're also very excited this year to be launching Epic Max, which is our AI-powered servicing capability, which will not only offer more of an AI-powered search capability or more of a Google-like, I would say, search capability within Epic, but will also start to bring insights and summarize information throughout your journey within Epic. So if we go to the next slide, I know we're going to shift to Q&A here in a second, but hopefully what came across through some of the content that we covered so far, as well as the demo, is we're deeply committed to solving for the benefits round trip across the board, from servicing to accounting, end to end, and very deeply committed to being your benefits partner. And so with that, I am going to hand it back to Tara. I think Victoria's going to join us, and we're going to tackle some of the questions that have come in.
Yep, perfect. Thank you so much, Tammi. Appreciate your time, as always, giving your insights into this. A couple questions have come in. One, Victoria, if you are available, let me see. Are you able to push over plan source as well, as that is the system that this person uses for enrollment? So I think we're going back to the Employee Navigator part of the demo and asking if we can also push to plan source, not just employee benefits. We don't currently support that out of the box. We are working with various vendors to connect vendors with Epic via our APIs. So that work is underway. It's on our roadmap this year. So stay tuned. I'm not 100% sure we've identified those yet, or all the vendors yet, Tammi. So it's possibly a solution that we could get into at that point. Next question. Let me see here. Now seeing that awesome benefits overview screen in my Epic database, how do I get that? So that is a configure. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. I didn't see you.
Oh, yeah. No, that is a great question. So you can call into support to see if your Epic database is ready for that benefits overview screen. As Tabby mentioned, we've done a lot of work behind the scenes, so we just need to make sure that you're on the newest versions of Epic Forms within your database, and there's some criteria that you need to have checked off within Epic Browser to have that visibility. So our support can help you get that turned on if you're ready to go, or help you get there.
Yep. And another question that just came in: with census data, how are mid-year changes processed in Epic to help keep that census up to date?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know we went through in the demo where you can store your files within the attachments area of Epic. So that is one area that you can keep those working files living instead of having it outside of the system. So you can keep that up to date there. There's also, like Tammi was mentioning, Employee Navigator integration, and more work is happening there as well to have potentially some of that information actually come over into Epic from those adds, terms, and deletes when you're using Employee Navigator.
Awesome. And I have two more questions I'm going to get to real quick. If you do have questions after this, please go ahead and put them in the Q&A, and we will answer you offline at a later time. Do you have anything available from P&C standpoint rather than benefits? And I'm not 100% sure where this question was focused on. If it's basically about about Epic itself, and do we have P&C and Epic? We do. If it's more of specific pieces of features that we have, maybe autofill. Autofill is open for benefits, a couple benefits use cases, meaning medical right now and coming very soon, dental and vision. We will be adding some commercial lines capabilities into that in the second quarter. Applied Recon is open for all lines of business right now for direct bill imports. And the last one I have time for today, and I'm so sorry, is Applied Recon something that is a part of the added benefits capabilities? Are they two separate? They are two separate. So the benefits overview itself is available as long as your system is configured for it right now. Applied Recon, we encourage you to reach out to your sales rep to get a really in-depth demo of that. And I'll tell you, people are loving it. So just to give you a little heads up on that. So yes, they are two separate, and you are welcome. Can someone follow up with me on this? Yes, Angie. Yeah, we will follow up with you. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'm sorry to kind of rush out. I know your time is valuable, and we appreciate that you've spent the last 45, 50 minutes with us. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Victoria. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.